The Black Cat. You are not going to believe this history, but it's a true history, as true as I see her writing it, as true as in we live in the morning. Yes, this history ends with my hand, with my death tomorrow. I have always been a keen and loving person. Everyone will tell you this. They will also tell you that I have always loved animals more than anything. When I was a little boy, my family always had many different animals around the house. As I grew up, I spent most of my time with them, giving them their food and cleaning them. I married when I was very young, and I was happy to think that my wife loved and used her animal friend as much as I did. She would use the most beautiful animals, with all sorts of birds, dolphins, a fine dog, and cat. The cat was a very large and beautiful animal. He was black all over, and very intelligent. He was so intelligent that my wife launched about what some people believe. Some people believe that all cats black are evil enemies in a cat's body. Pluto, this was the cat's name, was my favorite. It was weighed in his food, and he followed me everywhere. I often have to shop in front of my truck. This tree, for years, in at 11, happily together the best of friends. But during those years, it was slowly shining. It was the evil enemy of mankind dream. War was shining me. It was not the king, loving person people can be for. In a way, more and more selfish. It was often suddenly angry about unimportant things. It began to use bad language, most of all with my wife. In even it hurt sometimes, and by that time, of course, it was often done horrible things outdoor animals. It all of them, but never Pluto. But my Jensen was heading house. Oh yes, dream is all Yenes. So I began to urge my dear Pluto too. I remember that night very well. I came home late, full on drink and game. I could not understand why Pluto was not pleased to see me. The cat was dashing away from me. My Pluto did not want to come near me. He came in and picked it up, holding it strolling. He was afraid of me and beat him hard. Suddenly, it was not myself anymore. Someone else was in my body. Someone evil and mad with drink. It took my comfort from my pocket, held the poor animal by his neck, and cut out of one of his ears. The next morning, my mind was full of pain and horror when I woke up. It was deeply sorry. I could not understand how I called those on and everything. but drink so helped me forget. Slow the cat got better, so he felt no more pain. Terry was now only an ugly 3-hole where the yet was. He began to go round the house as usual again. He never came near me now, of course, and he ran away when and went too close. I can, he didn't love an animal at first and was sad. Then, slowly, and started to feel angry, and I did another terrible thing. I had to do it. I couldn't stop myself. I did it with terrible sentence in my heart, because I can it was evil, and that was what I did it yes. I did it because I knew can it was evil. Why did it do? It can't cut an ung in my bee his neck from a tree until he was dead.
That night I woke up suddenly. My bed was on fire. I heard people outside shouting, "Fire! Fire! Our house is burning!" I, my wife, and our servant were lucky to escape. We stood and watched at the house burning down to the ground. There was nothing left of the building the next morning, as the walls fell down during the night, except one, a wall in the middle of the house. I realized why this wall did not burn, because there was no pressure on it. The pressure was still quiet wet. I was surprised to see a crowd of the people next to the wall. They were talking and they seemed to be quiet, excited. I went closer and looked over their shoulders. I saw a black shape in the new white blister. I watched the shape of the large cat hanging by its neck. I looked at the shape with complete horror. Several minutes passed before I could think clearly again. I knew I had to try to think clearly. I had to know what is were there. I remember hugging the cat in the garden of the house next door. There in the fire the garden was, thought people. Probably someone carved it cut from the tree and threw it through the window to try and with me. The feeling was pressed the animal's body into the fresh plaster. The cat burned completely, leaving the black shape in the new plaster. Yes, I was sure that was what happened. But I could not forget the black shape for months. I even saw it in my dreams. I began to feel sad about losing the animal. So I began to look for another one. I looked mostly in the poor parts of our town where I went drinking. I searched for another black cat of the same size and type as Pluto. One night, as I sat in a dark and dirty drinking house, I noticed a black object on top of a copper near some bottles of wine. I was surprised when I saw it. I looked at those bottles a few minutes ago. I dug, and I'm sure that object was not there for. I got up and went to see what it was. I put my hand, touched it, and found that is a black cat, a very large one, as large as Pluto. He looked like Pluto too, in every one but one. Pluto did not have a white and anywhere on his body. This cat had a large white shape on his front. He got up when I touched him and pressed the side of his head against my hand several times. He liked me. This was the animal I was looking for. He continued to be very friendly and little. When I left, he followed me into the street. He came all the way home with me. We now had another house and came inside. He immediately jumped up onto the most comfortable chair and went to sleep. He stayed with us, of course. He loved both of us and very soon he became our wife's favorite animals. But as the weeks passed, I began to dislike the animal more and more. I do know why, but I hated the way he loved me. Soon I began to hate me, but I was never angry to him. Yes, I was very careful about that. I kept away from him because I remember what I did to my poor Pluto. I also hated the animal because he only had one age. I noticed it the morning after he came home with me. Of course, this only made my dear wife love him more. But the more I hated the cat, the more he seemed to love me. He followed me everywhere, getting under my feet at the time. When I sat down, he always sat under my chair. Often he tried to jump up my knees. I wanted to murder him when he did, but I did not. I stopped myself because I remember Pluto, but also because I was afraid of the animal.
How can I explain this bird? It was already and fear of something evil. But then how else can I possibly describe it? Sorry, destroying fear, green, inter horror. Yes, horror. If I tell you with you will not believe in me, you will think I am mad. Several times my wife took the cat and showed Matthew will shove on his chest. She said the chap was luring Shangin for a long time. I did not believe her, but slowly, after many weeks, I began to see that she was ringed. The shack was shanging its seats were becomes strangers and strangers. It was begin to look more and more like an object. After a more weeks, I saw what the shape was. It was impossible not to see there on his front was the shape of an object. I am almost too afraid to name it. There, on the cat's fur, was the shape of that terrific image of pain and death. The gods. It was that terrific image of pain and death. Yes, they words. I no longer knew the meaning of happiness or rest. During the day, the animal never left me. At night, he would me up nearly every hour and remember waking for terrible dreams and feeling instinct need to make facts. His half body pressing down on my heart. I was now a very different man. There was not the smell pace of wood laid in me. I now had only evil tones, the darkness and the most evil tongues. I had everyone and everything my dear with too. One day she hung down in the cellar with me too somewhat, were wrote note, too poor to have a servant. Of course, the cat forward me do the tears and nerve made me felt. This made me so angry that I locked the axe and tried to cut the animal and two, but at it brought the axe down. My wife stopped my arm with her hand. This made me yet more angry, and he pulling her hand away from my grip, lift the tool again, broke in the heart and broke in the top of her head. I had to hit the body. I could not talk in out of the house. The neighborhood noticed everything. I thought of costing it in non-pays and brewing it. I thought of brewing in the fort of the cat on the earth. I talking of throwing into the river at the end of the garden. I talking of posing in front of wooden boat as talking it out of the use the house they wait. In the end, I decided the body in one of the walls of the cellars. It was kid and old building near the river, so the walls of the cellar with gate and the pleasure was soft. There was a new press on one of the walls, and I knew that understand in the world was not very strong. I also knew that this world was very thin. I called in the body in the middle of it. It was not difficult. I looked of summer breaks, took out a first stance, and made an hole in the air, there filling the middle of the world. I put my wit there and put the stones, my soft neat placer, and put in on the world. They are cleaning the floor and looking careful and wrong, everything looking just as it did before. Nobody would every knock.
Next, I went upstairs to kill the cat. The animal was bringing me bad luck. I had to kill it. I searched everywhere, but I could not find him. I was sure it was because of my wife's murder. He was too clever to come near me now. I waited all evening, but I did not see the evil animal. He did not come back during the night either, and so, for the first time in a long time, I slept well. When I woke up the next morning, I was surprised to see that the cat still was not there. 2, 3 days passed, and there was still no cat. I cannot tell you how happy I began to feel. I felt so much better without the cat. Yes, it was he who brought me all my own happiness. And now, without him, I began to feel like a free man again. It was wonderful. No more cat. Never again. Several people came and asked about my wife, but I answered their question easily. Then, on the fourth day, the police came. I was not worried when they searched the house. They asked me to come with them as they searched. They looked everywhere, several times. They went down into the cellar. I went down with them, of course. I was not a bit afraid. I walked calmly up and down, watching them search. They found nothing, of course, and soon they were ready to go. I was so happy that I could not stop talking as they went up the stairs. I did not really know what I was saying. Good day to you, all the sirs, I say. Yes, this is a well built old house, isn't it? Yes, a very well built old house. These walls, are you going, gentlemen? These walls are strong, are they? I knocked hard on the part of the wall where my wife was. A voice came from inside the wall, in answer to my knock. It was a cry, like a child's. Quickly it grew into a long scream of pain and horror. I saw the policemen standing on the stair with their mouths open. Suddenly they ran down in a great hurry and began breaking down the wall. It fell quickly, and there was my wife standing inside. There she was, with dried blood all over her head, looking at them, and there was the cat, standing on her head, his red mouth wide open in a scream, and his gold eyes shining like fire. The clever animal. My wife was dead because of him, and now his evil boy was sending me to the gallows.